Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Huntington. I'm Joanne Polischetti, and my pronouns are she, her. If you walked in this morning knowing half the room, good. And if you walked in knowing nobody, even better, you picked a good Sunday. Because today is about how a person goes from stranger to family in a place like this, and you have the best seat for it. A word about how this morning came to be. At our spring services auction, Reverend Israel offered to craft a custom ritual for whatever moment the winner chose. I won it. Because life has handed me my moment. Alex and I are moving to Massachusetts to be with our daughter, Alex, whom you know as Allie. So I asked Israel to build a goodbye, and to build it for all of us, because a goodbye done alone is not how people are meant to do it. He wrote this service before he left for study leave. The words are largely his. The leaving, unfortunately, belongs to me and Alex, the elder, over there with the camera. But it's a goodbye with an asterisk. I'm still on the hook for the pumpkin patch sale in October, and the Huntington Anti-Bias Task Force Social Justice Ambassador Program, and special events like the Passover Seder and the Services Auction. Oh, this is going to be rough. So you could say I'm taking the long way out of town. After the service, Alex and I are hosting a soup and sandwich lunch in the social hall to celebrate our time with this beloved community. And everyone is invited, even if it's your first time here, come join us. So if you're watching us on Zoom, in your pajamas, get dressed and come to the castle for lunch. I'm sure you've noticed the new labyrinth. It's my parting gift to the fellowship, and today is the first day on the job for this labyrinth. Everyone is welcome to walk, no experience is needed, and it will be here long after I'm gone, which is exactly the point of it. So a few announcements, which I promise to keep short. My rate of speech may pick up a little bit. Okay. Reverend Israel is on study leave through August 3rd, and for pastoral emergencies, please call the office. Sandra will reach out to the pastoral care chair or board president who know how to reach him. New for this year's in-gathering, collect a little water or a small found thing, a stone, a shell, a pine cone, a seed, someplace from where you've been spending time this summer. Bring them on in-gathering Sunday, September 13th, when we start the new year together. We have two community labyrinth walks scheduled, one this afternoon at 12:15, and our regularly scheduled evening walk, the last Monday of each month, tomorrow night, July 27th, at 7 o'clock. Looking forward to seeing you on the path. The Racial Justice Team invites you to National Night Out on Tuesday, August 4th from 4 to 7 at Manor Park in Huntington. This nationwide fun family event is an excellent chance to get to know our neighbors, and the Racial Justice Team will be having a table at the event. So if you're stopping by and can help at the table, please let Nikki Willard, Helen Boxwell, or Doretha Hirsch know if you're available to help. And finally, UUFH is looking for 2 contractors to serve as child care providers on Sunday mornings during worship service to our 3 and under crowd. Please email Sandra Jens, our religious education coordinator. Note that all applicants are required to fill out an application and authorize UUFH to conduct a background check. For our chalice lighting, I'd like to invite Jackie Agdern to read the chalice, and if you've walked the chalice, I invite you to gather around the candle to light it. So Terry, Lisa, Mary, Carol Ann, anybody who's walked the labyrinth, I invite you to come up and light the chalice.
We light this chalice for every path that ever brought a person to this room. The straight ones, the crooked ones, and the ones doubled back for years before they finally turned. one flame for all of it. Welcome to the path.
Our opening hymn is older than it looks. The words come from Rumi, a Persian poet and mystic, about 800 years ago, set to a tune composed by a UU minister. It's an open door held out to wanderers, doubters, and people who've left and come back more times than they can count. It even makes room for what we call the lover of leaving, which today I'll take personally. In other words, it's a traveling song. So please rise in body or spirit for our hymn, Come, Come, Whoever You Are. So I'd like to invite the kids to come up. So let's see. So before he left, I'm going to come up to you, that way we don't have sneakers on the thing, if that's okay. So before he left, Reverend Israel left me these ropes. Now, we'll get back to the older people in the room a little bit later, but for now, I would love it if you guys could just take this rope. Here you go. Have a rope. Thanks, Henry. So there's 2 different ropes. We're going to pass them around. And I'd like you to think of a hope you have. A hope you have for love, a hope you have for peace, a hope you have for the world. And just tie a knot anywhere in that rope. Okay? Any knot you know how to make. Just go ahead, tie a knot. Awesome. And now pass it on to our next. This is what I mean by the kids that you taught RE having children already. This is how old I am. Thank you. Thank you so much. So we invite our children to head out to the social hall, I believe, for your activity. And youth, you are most welcome to stay for the service as you wish. And if you would join me in this blessing, you belong to this community, whether you're in this room or anywhere else. May you learn and play and know you're held in care. We send you with love. Okay. So, before anything important, people have always paused to get their bearings. Sailors did it, farmers did it, and people who walk the labyrinth do it. So, let's find our bearings together. So, stand if you're able, or turn where you sit and face east with me. East is where the light comes from. East is for whatever is just beginning in your life, the thing that's still small and mostly promise. Take one breath for what is starting. Now turn south to the warm side of the year. South is for whatever you love enough to keep working at. The people, the craft, the cause that puts heat in your days. Take one breath for what you love. Now turn west. This is where the light goes down. West is for whatever you're grieving, releasing, or learning to live without. Every person in this room is carrying at least one of those. Take one breath for what you're letting go. And now to the north, the direction of ground and winter and things that hold steady. North is for whatever holds you up when nothing else does. This community is one of mine. Take one breath for what holds you. Now face the center of the room again, because every labyrinth has its center, and so do we. What we keep at ours is love. Please be seated. I'd like to invite Lisa Lopiano and Terry Donaldson for the next reading. I need glasses. Okay.
This reading was written for Joanne and for this morning by Reverend Israel. The labyrinth is one of the only places a person cannot fail. There is nothing to solve and no wrong door. One path goes in, the same path comes out, and every turn seems to carry you away from the center, is carrying you exactly where the path was going all along. No one has ever been lost in a labyrinth. A fair number of people have been found in one.
Here's what we often forget. The path out is a holy one too. It's the same length as the path in, step for step. And it's walked by a different person. Someone who has stood at the center and turned around. Every community is a slower version of this. People walk in among us. They stand a while at the center of our common life, and they warm it. And then the path, being true to how life works, turns toward the door.
If today is your first time in this room, pay attention, because you're watching how it works. Somebody arrives one Sunday, knowing no one. She stays. She teaches the children, or makes the coffee, or speaks up at a meeting. And years later, in a room full of people who know her name, she finds it genuinely hard to let her go. There's no audition. There will be no test. She just kept showing up, and the path did the rest. It's still doing it. It could be doing it right now to you.
So walk. Take the turns as they come, the ones you choose and the ones you didn't. And when the path finally carries someone we love toward the door, we do what fellow villagers have always done for each other. We go along as far as the threshold, and we bless the rest of the way.
How y'all doing? Okay. This is the part of the service we call Moments of the Heart, and here's how it works. On the side ledges, you'll find baskets with blank cards, and helpers nearby if you need a hand. If something is sitting on your heart this morning, a joy, a sorrow, anything in between, you're welcome to write it down. In a moment, Isabella will play, and while she does, bring your card up front to our pastoral care associate if you'd like it read aloud and witnessed. And anyone, card or no card, can come and light a candle. Sometimes a candle is a whole paragraph. If coming forward isn't easy today, just raise a hand and we'll come to you. Most of us walk in carrying the find thanks version of our week. This is the place to say what we're actually carrying, because carrying things alone is what makes them heavy. Nothing gets fixed up here. You just stop being alone with it. Cindy's our pastoral care associate for today. Maria Nielsen broke her upper arm after a fall and is immobilized. Cards and texts are welcome. For my son who could use some help walking the labyrinth of his life. Thank you very much for the well wishes. We're wishing you well, Alex and Joanne. You will be greatly missed. In our life, we have loved you all. Saying goodbye for now to Alex and Joanne with a heart full of love and gratitude. Me too. For my 3 beautiful grandchildren who give me such joy, Violet, Zoe, and Dylan. Thank you to Annie and Jim for a long friendship that is and has been great. And for all those who really need it today, showers of love and light. Thank you. What we carry together. Let's take a moment of silence. And now, staying right where you are, let's sing together Spirit of Life, hymn number 123. We give this morning the way we do every week, to keep the lights on, the doors open, and the coffee warm for whoever the path brings next. And if you're a guest today, your presence is plenty. Our offering this morning supports our split plate program, which is hard to say, and means that undesignated gifts are shared between the fellowship and our charity of the month, which is Long Island Cares, the Harry Chapin Food Bank, founded by our own Harry Chapin in 1980, so that no Long Islander ever goes hungry. Undesignated gifts are shared between UUFH and Long Island Cares unless you specify otherwise. We use Realm for electronic giving. You can scan the QR code on the screen or text UUFH to 73256, or use the Realm app if you have it on your phone. The default fund on Realm is Sunday Split Plate, but you can adjust it using the drop-down menu. Again, our charity of the month this month is Long Island Cares, the Harry Chapin Food Bank. The offering will now be given and very gratefully received. This is the part of the service I got to write. Last year around this time, I led a service about my spiritual journey, which includes being born into a non-practicing weddings and funerals Catholic family. But the parables always spoke to me. I learned them from the musical Godspell. The teachings of love inspire me, and I tried to live my life with love, and that was good enough for me. And in each life, there's a defining moment that divides a life into the time before it and the time after it. Now, my defining moment, it was not the day I got married 40 years ago, or even the day my daughter was born. Both beautiful, wonderful, fabulous events in my life. But my defining moment was September 11, 2001. But it's not the witness or the near-death experience or even the PTSD that changed my life. The event that was the catalyst that changed my life forever was walking through that red door into this beloved community here at UUFH. Our daughter was 4. And when we walked in for the first time, the director of religious education at the time, Ava, crouched down to eye level with Allie and introduced herself and said, "I bet you're in pre-K. We have pre-K here, and you can join us or go with your mom and dad." So she took Ava's hand and said, "See ya later." In the service, I heard the words, but mostly I just cried the whole time in the back of the room. I remember in the social hall, people had differing opinions about whether there should be a flag displayed, an American flag displayed outside the fellowship. I had no opinion, as I was completely incapable of rational thought at that time. But the still small voice inside me told me that I could trust the people in this community to do the thinking for me until I was up to thinking again for myself. When we picked up Allie from RE, she was laughing and smiling and said, "This is Ken and this is Larry. See you next week." And so we did. So thank you, Ken Farrell and Larry Wilco, for helping Allie decide this was our community and we were staying. I felt connected here. I felt the beauty of not being sure, of having a space to think and reflect, and that it would be okay to have answers and to have questions, but to not have answers. The different points of view, the ability to change and transform your point of view, it was very freeing. Without this space, I don't know who I would have become after witnessing such a tragedy. And my daughter was just a bundle of light. She soaked up all the goodness of this community like a sponge, and she gave it back with armfuls of love and joy. And it wasn't just her. The children and youth in this community were and always will be beacons of light and hope. Regardless of what happens, you can't be sad or hopeless for this world, because these beautiful young people are going to carry us forward. So part of my spiritual path, the widest part, was the call to work with the children and youth. So I'm going to ask Bob Bader to share some thoughts on religious education from William Ellery Channing and Theodore Parker, because they said it better than I ever could.
Good morning. So for more years than I care to remember, all you know that I get up here and I make a pitch for all the pluses of our RE program and working with the kids that we have here. But not until about 3 weeks ago did I ever get a question on, gee, what does that mean? What happens in an RE class? And in our most recent Touchstones meeting, Beth Ezrin asked just that question. I have no idea. What does it mean to be in an RE class? And Joanne and I, being the RE people present at the meeting, each gave our answer. And then the following Sunday, Joanne asked me to be a part of this service. Little did I know that in her inimitable manner, she would give me, before she left, these 2 little tidbits that say it best. William Ellery Channing wrote, "The great end in religious instruction is not to stamp out our own minds irresistibly on the young, but to stir up their own. Not to make them see with our eyes, but to look inquiringly and steadily with their own. Not to give them a definitive amount of knowledge, but to inspire an earnest love of truth. Not to burden the memory, but to quicken and invigorate the power of thought. We should seek to awaken, not merely to inform. To awaken minds and hearts is both a privilege and a sacred trust. Theodore Parker expressed that trust this way: a great trust is in your hands. Teach them to love justice better than their native land, truth better than their church, humanity more than money, fidelity to their own nature better than the public opinion of the press. As the chief thing of all, teach them to love all people. Your characters will be the inspiration of these children, your prayers, their practice, your faith, their works."
I asked Bob to read because he's been teaching religious education for 50 years, and I'm only working with the kids half that time. So many kids, thank you. So many of these kids are grown up. Some have children of their own. Liz is here with Charlotte. And their light stays with me. I'm delighted and honored that Finn McDevitt has agreed to gift us with a song. Not just any song, I'm Gonna Be by the Proclaimers. So Finn and this song is the center of one of my clearest and most joyful memories of being in UU community at Sophia Faz Camp. And Finn singing I'm Gonna Be when I stopped by at the house where my dear friend David Silver was house parent. Finn was singing da-da-da. Strolling down the lanes in Shelter Island, he was playing and singing the same song all week. I must have heard it 30 times, and that was just me. And when I asked Finn about it, he said he was trying to perfect his Scottish accent. So I love Finn, and I love this song, and this has audience participation, so don't let me da-da-da alone, okay?
Hey guys, so it's been probably since then, since I've done this song, but I did actually just do it at a gig to try to get it right for you. So, but yeah, also when I sung it at camp, I would do da 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 because we couldn't have internet or anything like that, so I did it wrong. So I'm gonna right now sing da da da, but anyone who is used to singing it with me as da 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 da. I'm seeing people who, oh hey guys, how are you all? If you're used to singing it as da 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 da, da 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 away, This is maybe second. Can y'all hear? All right. When I wake up, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who wakes up next to you. When I go out, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who goes along with you. If I get drunk, well, I'm gonna be the man who gets drunk next to you. If I haven, well, I'm gonna be the man who's savor into you. 'Cause I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more just to be the man who walked 1,000 miles to fall down at your door. When I'm working, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who's working hard for you. When the money comes in for the work I do, pass almost every penny on to you. When I come home, well, you know I'm gonna be the man who's coming home to you. And if I grow old, well, you know I'm gonna be the man who's growing old with you. I'm gonna be the man who's growing old with you. But I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more just to be the man who walked 1,000 miles to fall down at your door. Da da da, yeah, da da da, da 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 da, yeah, da da da, da 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 da. And when I'm lonely, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who's lonely without you. When I'm dreaming, well, you know I'm gonna dream about the time when I'm with you. When I come home, you know I'm gonna be the man who's coming home to you. When I grow old, well, you know I'm gonna be the man who's growing old with you. I'll be the man who's coming home to you. And I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more just to be the man who walked 1,000 miles to fall down at your door. Da da da, da da da, da 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 da, da da da, da da da, da 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 da, da da da. I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more just to be the man who walked 1,000 miles to fall down at your door.
By the way, it's only 464 miles round trip from this fellowship to our new home in Massachusetts. When I talked about my spiritual journey last year, I discussed my study of the sacred feminine through mother archetypes, and on my altar you'll find Gaia, Mother Earth, Kuan Yin, Guide of Compassion, Mother Mary, and Mary Magdalene, who had the vision of Jesus after his death, and who challenged the apostles, who were frightened, to have the courage to go out and spread the teachings of love. But a woman as leader of the faith did not fit the patriarchal construct, and the apostle's apostle was demoted to prostitute, and that's the story we learned. But in her gospel, it's all about love, love at the center. It's actually not about any creed at all. It's about love at the center, like Unitarian Universalism. So if you haven't read the Gnostic Gospel of Mary Magdalene, I highly recommend it. Talk about liberal religious faith. So my spiritual journey is like the labyrinth here. Love is at the center. The path twists and turns, and you think you're getting close to the center, but then the path changes and you move in another direction. But if you have faith, if you stick to the path, you can't get lost. You will find the center. In the center, again, there's that still small voice. If you listen, if you ground yourself, you can feel it. You can feel the love in the center. And when you've gathered that love and peace, you follow the same path out. And again, you think you're close to the exit, but you're not. You take another turn, and just like that, there's another answer, another suggestion, another alternative, even more love, more hope, so much more opens up. In Greek mythology, Ariadne was the keeper of the labyrinth where children were sacrificed to the Minotaur. She gave the hero Theseus, male of course, a ball of thread so he could find his way out after slaying the beast, thus saving the children. That really wasn't a labyrinth, it was a maze, but you can't get lost in a labyrinth. But anyway, let's put that aside for now. Put that on hold, because we're going to hold on to that theme of the thread, because followers of Mary Magdalene wear a red thread as a symbol of devotion to unconditional love and commitment. And the door to the front of the fellowship is red, and the labyrinth here is made with thread. So there are all these themes of red and threads bound up in my spiritual journey and my faith in this beloved community. So I give you, my beloved community, the gift of this labyrinth. So let's dedicate it together. Please join me in this responsive reading by Kristen Grassel-Smith to dedicate the labyrinth. Your line is pretty simple. It's, "Bless this labyrinth and all who use it." May this labyrinth we dedicate today be for us and for our wider community as a tool of the never-ending spiritual quest. Bless this labyrinth and all who use it. May the same spirit that drew us all into being into this community draw forth from each person who uses the pathway the wisdom and reflection they need to grow into their best selves. Bless this labyrinth and all who use it. May all who experience this pathway be blessed with more love, more focus, more compassion, and serenity than when they entered it. Bless this labyrinth and all who use it. Reverend Israel built one more thing this morning, and he was clear about whose it is. This part is for all of you. My instructions are to explain it and set it moving, and then keep quiet until it comes back to me. That's going to be the hard part. My dear friend Mary Sussman is going to help me with that in a moment. First, a short poem by William Stafford. It's called "The Way It Is." There's a thread you follow. It goes among things that change, but it doesn't change. People wonder about what you're pursuing. You have to explain about the thread, but it's hard for others to see. When you hold it, you can't get lost. Tragedies happen. People get hurt or die and suffer and get old. Nothing you can do can stop time's unfolding. You don't ever let go of the thread.
People have tied knots to make their hopes hold for about as long as there have been hands. Sailors tied them, grandmothers counted prayers on them, kids still braid them into bracelets for their friends. A knot is a hope you can hold on to. So here's the shape of what we're doing. These two ropes, the ones Reverend Israel started, are going to travel through this room, hand to hand, down one side, each side. When a rope reaches you, tie one simple knot, any knot, and let it hold one hope for Joanne and Alex, for our faith community, or for the world. If we've only just met this morning, tie it for someone you love who's far away. If your hands would rather not tie today, hold the rope for a moment and pass it on, or just take it all in. And if you're with us on Zoom, find any string in the house, a shoelace will do, and tie one knot right where you are.
one more time.
know you're hungry, right?
Sorry. Just for the record, the knot I practiced last night didn't work. My friend Joanne, every knot in this rope holds a hope, tied by the hands of this fellowship. The first ones were tied by Reverend Israel before he left. You're giving us this beautiful labyrinth, so the walking here will go on. We're giving you this thread, so we remember that we are always connected.
It is ever present in my mind that the Sunday after my life's defining moment, 25 years later, I'll be walking in the door of a different Unitarian Universalist congregation. I thank you for all the love and all the blessings you've given me and my family. You're in my heart always. Our closing hymn was once voted the favorite of the whole UU songbook. Hymn number 1064 in the blue hymnal, and my favorite hymn, Blue Boat Home. Let's sing it together. My dear friends, we put out this flame and we carry its warmth with us when we leave. Antonio Machado said it in Spanish more than 100 years ago. Walker, there is no road. The road is made by walking. So one last turn together as you're standing. turn and face northeast with me. That's the red door by the big TV. That's northeast, that's Massachusetts. That's where Alex and I will be with our daughter Alex and our husband Ian, still on the same path as all of you, just a bit down the pike. So when you think of us, face northeast for a second, and somewhere up there we'll be facing back. Please join us for lunch and conversation. Oh, you can sit down now. For lunch and conversation and celebration in the social hall. You're welcome to walk the labyrinth anytime. I know that there's a lot going on today, but if you'd like to walk in community, we'll meet back here at 12:15 for an opening reading. But please feel free to walk before it. That fits better in your schedule, and you're welcome to join us later as you feel called. I will say, as a very special treat, Harriet McKenna has brought her harp to accompany us today on the walk at 12:15, which is amazing. Labyrinths teach you that you can't get lost, neither can we. So go gently and take every turn as it comes. Isabella will play the postlude. Alex put together a short slideshow of our time here at UUFH, so please remain seated and enjoy. And when the postlude is completed, service is ended and lunch begins.